Oh yeah, I mean, obviously, like teams are getting better. Last season we weren't a overall number one seed in a region, and kind of got things turned around this year. I actually thought we were going to get possibly the overall number two because we were 7-2 against Vandy, and we went around them in SOS, and we had a better record against the top 10. So I felt like we might get around them, but there was still a decent-sized gap in the RPI, so maybe that's not why they didn't put us at overall number two. But maybe if we would have won the last match or against Jacksonville or whatever for the conference, maybe we could have got it. I don't know. But, I mean, obviously in a much better position than we were, last season, playing much better, competing well, made a lot of changes for the season, hired, Mike Kahn over there, assistant coach, who's done a hell of a job. It was a really big hire. He could be head coach anywhere. And, getting Greg Graber, guy out of Memphis, sports psychologist guy. He's works with NC State and McNeese. He does those programs. So getting him to help out some's done a lot of work. I went and picked some other people's minds, bowling-wise, last summer or whatever, to make some changes or whatever. And so we made a lot of changes. We haven't really done anything the same as we've done in the past. And some of those changes are paying off because, last season was just one of those things where I just felt like we weren't where we needed to be at. And obviously when you do things for a long time and you play for the title, 3 out of 4 years, you think you got a lot of things going in the right direction. But then when you start seeing a step back, you can't play Groundhog Day. I mean, that's the definition of insanity, basically. So, just made a lot of changes and was willing to make the changes. And by doing that, I think that we put ourselves in good position. Obviously, going back to Pittsburgh, and Nebraska was there last year with us. Maryville was there last year, and we ended up losing to them. It's a tough place to play. Lane surface is really old, and it's a synthetic front part of the lane, but then the back end part of the lane is wood. So it's not the easiest place to play in the world, but obviously I got a little bit more information from being there last year, kind of what to do. Also, you got Duquesne, it's their home house, so that plays a little bit of a factor as well. But, I like our chances, if we stay in the present, make one good shot at a time and just stay in the mentality of that's all it is just one good shot, present. That's what we've been really focused on a lot. If we do that, I mean, I think that we got the talent, we got the, I think we'll have the equipment matched up well. So I think I like our chances.
How big is it having, the senior leadership of Maggie, who's kind of been through this grind year in and year out?
Yeah, I mean, Maggie's obviously, she made some big-time shots in the conference championship, got some doubles in the 10th. She's been on TV twice, Team USA member, arguably the best two-handed female in the world. I mean, you got Nora Johansson's really good from Sweden or whatever too, but, Maggie's kind of, changed some of that. Danielle Henderson's really good for Vandy too, but, Maggie's first two-handed female that I believe that's made regular Team USA, and so I think that's she's definitely extremely talented, and we're glad to have her.
Just like this, you guys have had that kind of ups and downs this whole year. I mean, how happy have you been with a lot of folks are looking at Maggie, but then you got a lot of different faces, newer faces, younger faces. How you feel like those younger faces in the lineup have really kind of adjusted the whole year?
Yeah, we had on a really good, I think, recruiting class last year with Rushchek and Lang and Uclair, or AAA we call her, Alexon, so we call her AAA. Hitting on those three really good, and Malaya's stepped up pretty big at the conference tournament, and we've got some things figured out for her now. She had to go through some changes because she was somebody who basically primary just threw reactive, but then on the left you had to go to urethane. So she learned how to get good with the urethane, then they banned the urethane. So now the urethane's banned, and so they have some other balls that act like urethane that we've been able to get in her hands that have helped her, and that's what she kind of threw at the conference tournament, and she made some really good shots, and we made some fit adjustments for her to kind of really help her. She's got to get the ball down the lane for her, and that's where the reactives getting her into a little bit of trouble, and so but she stepped up. I mean, she was clutch all week at the conference tournament. I mean, it took her a little while to get going. She struggled a little early, but once she got going, I mean, she was pretty dialed in, and she bowled really well in Pittsburgh last year, because the lane surface is bad, normally left. That's where I would tell you where we got maybe a little bit of an advantage is we've got the only lefty, I believe, in the field or whatever that's there. So that's going to be, and she bowled really well there last year. I mean, I actually moved her to the anchor spot there last year or whatever is how good she bowled. So I do like, I like our chances because I definitely think, like I said, I think I can get the right side lined up better than we were last year for knowing what's going on with the balls. But yeah, I mean, Rushchek, Lang, and and then Aubrey Kittle stepped up real big. She's a senior, but she got hurt last year, tore her labrum. Had a freak accident at Team USA trials where she just slid wrong and it tore her labrum, and that happened 2 years ago or whatever. And it took her a little while to, or last year or whatever. It took her a little while to get totally back. So, yeah, sorry, that was 2 years ago. But, yeah, it took her a little while to get totally back. And so she stepped up big. And, Kaylee Back, obviously, is a senior, but she was a transfer. And she bowled really, really well at the conference tournament, too, and has really turned it on the second half and has bowled a lot better the second half. We've made a lot of adjustments for her, too, equipment-wise. Like I said, there's a lot of things that have been going on because – they're not putting in new lanes anymore, and so had to figure out some of the stuff on the ball stuff, and that's where Mike's really come into play. Mike's a elite ball fitter, and so having somebody around that can just fix whatever when we need to fix something, if somebody's having hand trouble or if we need to make an adjust, because sometimes fit can actually make you throw it better, and so some of those things have been really good. So getting to him's been huge. I mean, Mike's been big, so. You can't win this thing without a village or a whole army basically behind you, So you got to have the right personnel behind you, and I think we got the right personnel. So
it's a yearly tradition every time in March. How big of a thrill is it, getting to go back to the NCAA tournament?
It's always exciting. Like, you never know how things are going to turn out. Obviously, you want it to go well, but this is my last year. I've done this 3 times now. This is gonna be my 4th. Been to Pittsburgh before. It's just regionals is so fun knowing you're going against the top seeds and that's the best in the country, and you want to obviously show up at nationals, and you want that to go well.
How did you feel like you guys played last weekend? Obviously, had a good finish showing at the Conference USA tournament.
Yeah, that was probably the best performance we've had in this year. It's just beating the oldest top seeds and then beating Jackson that mega match. Beating a top seed like that always gives you confidence, and especially going into the postseason now, we want that momentum to follow through and see how it goes.
Got to ask you about the 300-year-old earlier this year. I mean, how many times have you rolled a perfect game? Was that the first or first of many? Just kind of walk me through that day and just having a perfect game like that.
Yeah, sometimes you just have that momentum going. You just have this is just a good roll. That was my first collegiate 300. I did have one around 4 years ago at the same time, funny enough, in high school. But that was my first one collegiately, and on a tougher pattern like that, it's always exciting. You get the team going, and it just led throughout the rest of the weekend.
Also got to ask about, getting a spot, earning a spot on Team USA. What was it like going through trials and just the ups and downs kind of going through that?
Yeah, it's always a mental game with bowling. Team Trials is one of the toughest tournaments, 5 days, 5 different patterns, hundreds of really good bowlers, best of the best. I think just the training that I've gotten here definitely moved into that week. Coaches were there helping me out every day. Just knowing how tough that week is and getting through the challenges of those low games, getting them up with 270s and all that, it just helps you mentally and carries it on to college where it helps your team.
You're familiar with some of the competition this coming week too, right?
Yeah.
How many times have you seen Nebraska this year?
We've seen Nebraska a lot. We definitely had our wins and losses against them. We're all friends with them too. But seeing them at all these tournaments, it helps us warm up for these events. We know how they play. They know how we play. It just, you're going against people that you've gone against a lot. It kind of just evens out the moment and just doesn't make it too much of a moment.
I mean, how much does that, seeing a lot of these teams every week, and then the fact you're in the hardest conference in the country, how much does that prepare you guys for NCAAs?
our conference is definitely one of the most difficult ones out there, and I think that definitely boosts us. You know, you get the highs and lows of the weekends, you get the tough losses, but then you come back from them. And regionals is basically another conference for us. It's just, you know, those challenging moments are coming, so conference really just gets the team used to that environment and just more in the moment. Yeah.
How big of a thrill is it? I mean, just seeing your name up there, you know, going to the NCAA tournament again.
Oh, it's wonderful. It's amazing. But, I mean, with these girls, it's kind of hard not to see our name up there with how much talent we have.
Just describe the season you guys have been on. I mean, had some ups and downs. Really, you guys have seemed like really kind of been on a tear these last couple of weeks.
I think I think as a team dynamic, we all have different personalities, different talents, different skills that we bring to the team, and I think as one, we all mesh very well when it comes to being competitive, wanting to win, because we all agree on one thing. We all want to win. We all want to do this, and I think our ups and downs have very much helped us and showed that we can be as high as winning and we can be as low as losing. So I think we're finding our ground very well.
Obviously, you know your name is going to be up there, but it's still a thrill to see it pop up, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. It's exciting, and like you always get that like rush right away, and you're like, oh wow, like. But it's really, I think it's really cool, and especially going back there after last year as well. So I think we need some redemption.
Just for you personally, where do you feel like you've improved on the most, maybe from the start of the season till now?
I think that I think I'm a better, well-rounded lefty, I would say. I play, as Justin would like to say, I play the left side like a right-hander. So I think I'm finally playing the left side like a lefty, respectfully.